Well, this story is so bizarre, I'm struggling to figure out how exactly I'm going to introduce it to you. I guess let me say this. I have an important point to make. Somehow, when I present this to you, you're not going to know how I could possibly transition it into something important. But there is something important, okay? And we'll have that conversation later on in the segment. But we'll start with a little Friday lighthearted story. And Alex Jones confused a lot of people across the internet by posting a meme. And the meme says something on it that I'll read to you. Then he followed it up with an explanation because people reasonably were baffled by this meme. And the explanation's crazier than the meme itself. Then he followed that up with a video that will truly stun you. Now, of course, Alex Jones is the right-wing conspiracy theorist, completely detached from reality, crazy individual. That's the context that you need to know. And he posted this. Not somebody posting it for him to make fun of him. He posted this. Quote, "I will eat your leftist ass," says Alex Jones with a dramatic photo attached to this. I will. What do you mean? Now, a lot of people said that they thought he was conveying a sort of erotic meaning with that. He was very upset by that. Don't you dare take it as that. And he wants you to know it's not that inappropriateness. Instead, it's about actual cannibalism. Oh, okay. So before playing this video, let me show you this. The left has misunderstood what my intention was in posting this meme. Did we? I'm taking, he meant to say talking, about the Road Warrior collapse that has already begun. Let me just pause for a second and go back to this. This is what he's responding to. Don't get confused, okay? I will eat your leftist ass. That's what he's responding to. Okay, here we go. That has already begun because of the policies of the Great Reset. I'm talking about, why does he keep saying taking about? You know there's an L in talking, Alex, right? Cannibalism. I'm talking about cannibalism as defined as the consumption of another human's flesh. 10 days without food and over 80% of people start eating each other. You guys want to bring down civilization, so I just wanted to warn you. Good luck. Okay. So then he makes it a whole lot better with a video. Now, I need to warn you, this is not safe for work. And it's also musical. Get ready. Here we go.
I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like size it up? I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your...
What? So I know we're all still very confused because there's not really context that can make any of this make sense, but I'll try to add a little bit. Which, by the way, before getting to that, I would say, hey, we're witnessing some sort of public mental breakdown, except that's sort of the story of his entire career, so it's not remarkable in that sense. But if you're not familiar with Alex Jones, he is sort of always pushing these end of the world, like they're doing depopulation, the deep state's gonna make you all eat crickets and starve, sort of conspiracy theories. And so that's where this is coming from, I think. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to keep up with him enough to know what in particular he's referencing there. But that's what he means when he says, if you leftists want to destroy the world, then just be warned, I'm going to eat your, rear end, hindquarters. And so that's where this comes from. You're trying to, the deep state globalists, through vaccines or through something, depopulate the earth, and I'm going to be ready for it. And that's how he gets away with selling a bunch of money worth of end of the world like things, survival gear, kits, food for months, whatever, that type of stuff, and all sorts of pills too. Which, by the way, the guy that we're talking about in this segment, it came out during the Sandy Hook defamation trial, like $165 million over 3 years just from his store, just selling brain pills and other stuff, pills and survival kits and all of that. That's how big his audience is and how gullible they are. So this is someone with influence somehow. I don't get it either. But the question does have to be asked, if there are people finding that whole thing, oh, the globalists are going to make us eat crickets and then we're all going to starve, so I'm going to be ready to eat my neighbor. If people find that reasonable, we got a problem. We do. And we see this in other areas, such as a majority of the Republican Party believing the election was stolen despite there being no evidence years later. That is a crisis of critical thinking, a crisis of media consumption, not human consumption, as get that all jumbled. No, media consumption, and a social education crisis. And so how we interact with that reality, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I really don't. It's just sad. But I think at this point, there are a lot of people who are just unreachable. So go out there and vote and make sure reasonable people vote. And you don't have to worry too much about trying to convince the Alex Jones viewers to be reasonable. But you wish that you could, you know? Sometimes these are your family members and your friends. And how you interact with that, I really do not know. And I have experience, as you all know, I'm about to show you a clip of an example of this, of talking to Trump supporters and sort of trying to convince them, doing the show Deprogrammed. But still, in terms of a broad, large-scale strategy for deprogramming people, I don't know. I really don't. It's crazy. Now, I did bump into at a Trump rally, I think over a year ago now, some time ago, definitely, an individual wearing a shirt that said Alex Jones was right. So, of course, I asked him about what. And he actually still buys into, still believes, the Sandy Hook conspiracy theories. Of course, Alex Jones became very known for, and it led to this huge defamation trial over $1 billion decision, lying about and pushing dangerous conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook mass shooting and about the parents who lost children in that mass shooting. And he now has denounced that view, but still people in his audience believe it to be the case. And again, this is a information critical thinking crisis. People are living in an alternate universe, and it's very frightening. Take a look at this. I think Sandy Hook parents were actually being harassed, and they had to move multiple times, which you can see they actually had to do that.
Pardon
do you
me?
think these parents are just lying?
I think that, do I think they're lying? Man, I really want to answer that question, man, because I don't know. I don't know if they're lying, you know? All I know, my point is
my point is, when I see a parent crying because their kid got murdered in a mass shooting, my first instinct is to trust them and not the guy who makes money lying about them.
Well, what about? I mean, I do believe that there was people that was what they guess they call there were some crisis actors. I mean, how do you explain that? The crisis actors that
there
were
weren't
caught,
though. That's what he was sued over.
They were caught in certain different places. I mean, they were in the same places. How do you explain that? Do you trust our government?
I don't trust the government, but I trust the facts.
Okay. What are the facts?
The facts are that parents lost their children, and then a man by the name of Alex Jones lied about that and said there was crisis actors and fed your brain with a bunch of nonsense.
But people took that and blew it up over something, because you know what I believe? I believe the only reason that they're doing this is because they've got to take him down. So
Alex Jones doesn't even say he believes that anymore. His followers still do. Again, disturbing. And it's not just Alex Jones. It's not just that guy. Aaron Rodgers, the NFL quarterback, who apparently RFK Jr. is considering to be his vice presidential running mate. It's being reported that he also has espoused these sorts of views about specifically Sandy Hook. Here's Jake Tapper.
Here on The Lead, we reported that Aaron Rodgers had shared these frankly disturbing views about the Sandy Hook shooting not being real. He shared them 11 yesterday. Here on The Lead, we reported that Aaron Rodgers had shared these frankly disturbing views about the Sandy Hook shooting not being real. He shared them 11 years ago with CNN's Pamela Brown. She was covering the Kentucky Derby for CNN in 2013 and met him there. CNN, I have also spoken to another person, one who would like to remain anonymous in order to avoid harassment, who also had a similar encounter with Aaron Rodgers, saying that Rodgers claimed that, quote, Sandy Hook never happened. All those children never existed. They're all actors, unquote. When asked about the grieving parents, whom I met, and their grief is real, the source says that Rodgers said, quote, they're all making it up. They're all actors, unquote. Now, today, Aaron Rodgers is responding to our story, kind of. He does not deny saying what we reported he said, but he, or a representative for him, tweeted the following statement, quote, as I'm on the record saying in the past, what happened in Sandy Hook was an absolute tragedy. I am not and have never been of the opinion that the events did not take place. Again, I hope that we learn from this and other tragedies to identify the signs that would allow us to prevent unnecessary loss of life. My thoughts and prayers continue to remain with the families affected, along with the entire Sandy Hook community, unquote. Again, you know, if you read that statement, Rodgers does not deny those comments that he made to Pamela Brown and to the other source.
So Aaron Rodgers, this super famous NFL quarterback, now a potential vice presidential candidate, granted on a ticket that's not going to win RFK Jr.'s, but still. And he's buying into that sort of stuff, tuning into, I guess, the likes of Alex Jones. And then, as we've talked about, when you poll on different QAnon theories, definitely election-related things, and so many other issues, this is not a minute group of people. There is a large portion of the country that is just not processing reality as it exists. And that is a frightening takeaway from all this. Please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and click the like button, the alert bell, all the good things. Drop a comment, and I'll talk to you next time.